Special assistant to President Trump, Boris Epshteyn. Now, Boris, good to see you as always, my friend. We go way back. President Trump Tuesday is going to address joint session of Congress. What can we expect, and what do you want him to hit hard on? What notes?
Well, the key topics we've been talking about, Kimberly, with you for a long time. So nice to be here. Through the campaign, the transition, and now the first 5 weeks, the unbelievably productive first 5 weeks. National security, the economy, cutting taxes, cutting regulations, and renewing that American promise, American spirit, and moving forward as a country to be more secure, to be more safe, and be better off as a nation.
You know, there's a lot of things that the president set out to accomplish, and I just want to bring you back to yesterday to Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus were on the stage together talking about the agenda of the president, talking about the economic agenda that he wanted to be able to put forward. How do you think you guys, your team, is doing so far in terms of being able to put forward those ideas and sort of check the box on the promises that were made? Steve Bannon was promising that, in fact, what the president promised during the campaign is, in fact, going to happen. Do you think you're on track?
Oh, absolutely. Look at the numbers first 5 weeks. Over 35 meetings with foreign leaders, about 38 and growing. And what is that? That is ensuring American safety, American security, making sure people are safe in their homes, making sure they can walk their streets and not feel threatened. Over 25 presidential actions, just one today, on cutting those job-stifling regulations. Very important, vital. And as we move forward, you're going to be looking at activity, of course, on Obamacare and on reforming that tax code.
All right, so you've been part of the team, you know, right from the beginning, part of the transition, et cetera. You see a lot of discussion in social media, in the mainstream media, on the press, about are there different factions or some warring interests within the administration? You're right there. Tell us, is it true or not?
No, there's no warring factions. I mean, you saw that in the discussion between Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus. You are never going to get a group of sophisticated, achieved, smart people to agree off the bat on anything, and what you want is people to give their perspectives. But the key is that when you make that decision, when the president decides what the action is, to carry that out as a cohesive unit. And that's exactly what's happening in this White House.
All right. Well, you seem pretty optimistic about this. Now, let's talk about a little bit of the breaking news today that happened, Boris. Some media outlets were barred from an off-camera White House press gaggle. What's the Trump administration's response to some of the heat? CNN and others weren't allowed in, they said.
Well, CNN will do anything to feign shock and make it seem like they're somehow offended. Here's the bottom line here. The pool was represented. There's a reason the pool exists. So the TV pooler and the print pooler were present, and the whole gaggle was transcribed. So there's plenty of access to everything that was said. And all this, you know, shock is absolutely overblown.
Okay, so there wasn't like a little timeout list or anything like that where people were put baby in the corner and not in the room in the gaggle.
No, not at all. It's not like Saturday Night Live or anything like that. The pool was represented, and then others were invited in to the point where they fit into the press secretary's office, and that's what it was. But again, the key here is the access to the pool, and this was a gaggle, not a press conference. So everything is consistent with proper practice.
All right. Well, Boris, it's always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for being here tonight on Hannity.
Great to be here, Kimberly. Thank you.
All right.